Well, good afternoon. Fourth day in a row of the Fairy Festival party. I am gonna try to live stream to my Facebook group as well as my page today. But fingers crossed, it doesn't break in the group. So we'll see. If it does, just know that I'm recording this. And I will re-upload and repost on YouTube and everywhere. Okay, so don't worry if you miss some of it. Lighting is here is so weird. So I'm super excited. This is day 4 of the Fun Fab Fairy. I'm gonna have to say festival because I love me some alliteration. Yesterday we did like a super long, giant 2-hour live stream, and there was like 100 people that stuck with me the whole 2 hours. You're kind of the bomb, you know? I think whoever you guys stayed, I hope got a lot out of that. And then whoever couldn't make it could just watch the replay. It's all good. So good morning. I see some people coming on in now. So awesome. Christina and Sandy Reed's in the house. So great to see you guys. Thanks for coming in and stopping and say hello. Tara Salento is here. And before I forget, huge shout outs to Tara Salento and Jeanette Salib, who have been rock stars at answering questions, helping in the Facebook group. They help me both like on Facebook, but also within Awesome Art School. Same thing. Like they are my little appendages. They're my eyes and ears, and they are equally just loving and supportive and know all the things. So thank you to Tara and Jeanette, who help me every single day. I could not do any of this without you guys, and probably a lot of you have had interactions with them already, but they are amazing. So I just wanted to shout out to them. Also shout out to Jeanette because I'm rocking my cool ear claw today. Look at this, isn't this badass? She got it to me for my birthday, and it was so cool. She knows I'm really into I love fantasy. So thanks, Jeanette. I'm sporting it today. And Jeanette also went out of way at 6:30 a.m. this morning. I just opened my eyes and I get this voice message for her that says, you have got to do a shout out to Amy Holbrook because she has been a rock star helping out and coming in and answering questions for people while we were all asleep. So Amy Holbrook, thanks. It's like so awesome. That's so awesome. So the Facebook group is like a real true community of awesome people. If you're new to my world and my Facebook group, you're probably like catching wind of that. At least I hope you are. I was just looking at all your phenomenal pieces, and I'm going to, I'm going to flip my screen because I want, if anyone's watching who hasn't been participating in it, I want to show them. Actually, I will do the giveaway winners first because I know it was a little bit mean of me yesterday to make everyone wait 2 hours. So I'll start with the giveaway winners today. And then if you want to stay for the hangout, you are more than welcome to. I thought I would actually show you around my studio today. Have a little studio tour if anybody wants to see, or if anybody has any questions. I'm getting a ton of questions about the clubs and also the differences between the Fun Fab Drawing Club and the Mixed Media Society. Showing you guys the actual projects is better than me having to explain about it. So I thought I would just show you some of the pieces. I have I don't sell my art. I just hoard it like a weirdo. So I have almost all my teaching pieces here, which is like all that you're learning in the club. So I thought I would show them to you and answer any questions you might have. And Jamie's totally here. He's right in front of me. I have a lot of cardboard men in my life. I have 3, actually. I have Jamie, who's right here. I have Bob, who's right next to me. And then I don't know if you guys know this, but I was feeling really badly for my husband because I was like acquiring this mass collection of cardboard men. So last year for his birthday, I actually got him a cardboard cutout of himself. So now we have a Sean Campbell in the house as well, which is hilarious because he's actually come into we've actually like had many uses for that cardboard cutout. Like at parties, we have a shower in our downstairs bathroom. We like put him in the shower, and it has a little speech bubble. So it says like, hi, it says like Mr. Karen on it. My neighbors have just borrowed it for like 6 weeks because they were having these birds that were like bombing their front door. And, and I get this note from my friend Chris. She was like, "Can I borrow one of your cardboard cutouts?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but which one?" So I was like, "You can have Sean, because Bob and Jamie are not going anywhere." I'm like, "You take my husband." So they've had my husband cardboard cutout in their front door facing outwards for like 6 weeks. She's like, "It's totally working with a bird situation." I'm like, "That's literally hilarious." So my friend has been sleeping in the house with my husband, my cardboard cutout husband. It's not weird at all. Hilarious. So anyways, yes, I have a lot of cardboard pals that hang out with me in my studio. It's like such a fun play space. It's not even funny. So I thought I would, just give you a super chillax tour. And then if anyone has questions, just shout them out and I'll be slower and more. This will be totally interactive today. I'll be reading your comments the whole time. I'll try to make sure I get all of them. But let me do the giveaways first so I don't make anybody wait. Okay. So I've been giving away 3 gifts every day. And the first one is a gift card, although I'm kind of loving the PayPal cash card. So I was just giving, this was yesterday. Jan Bettridge was the winner on day 2. And so she's in Australia. So I was like, well, I can do an Amazon gift card, but I can do PayPal. PayPal is actually easier. And so she was super excited because $25 American is actually 30 Australian dollars. So her emails was like, "Oh my God, like so much more money than I thought." So anyways, that's super fun. So we're doing cash for the first winner. And the first winner, and I'm choosing, just to recap, I'm choosing from those that, so we have, this is day 4. So you had until today noon to post your finished drawings. So I chose at random 3 individuals who, and they didn't have to color it. You could have had it just in graphite. That's fine too. So I chose 3 at random winners. You just participating is all you needed to do to win is all you needed to do to win. I can't talk. So the winner for today, I just said I can't talk. I just proved it, is Penny Whitlock. Penny Whitlock, if you're here, you just want a gift card or money from me. Congratulations, Penny Whitlock. Okay. And please, winners, I will post this in the Facebook group later. Please reach out to me via email, Karen@awesomeartschool.com, and I will put that in the post as well. Or if you reply back to any emails that you get from me, they all come directly to me, and then that works too. Okay. The second prize I'm giving every day is one of my 18 art books of your choice. I went over all of these on day 1. So if you're not sure what your choices are, I will let you know when you reach out to me, or you can get to Amazon and just put Karen Campbell books and you should see a whole bunch there for you. Jocelyn Rue is the winner of the art book of your choice. Jocelyn Rue. Jocelyn, are you here, my friend? Oh, and look at all these lovely congratulations. And I just have to say too, looking at the comments every day, again, I kind of popped in, I made a little video for the Facebook group last night, but like, honestly, seeing everybody is so supportive of each other and people are just commenting on, other people's pieces, and it just like restores my faith in humanity. It's so amazing. So you guys are awesome. I love to see all the congrats. The third winner of the, which is a journal. Now, keep in mind, these aren't like journal paper journals. These are more like notepads and notebooks. I just call them journals because I like the word journals. And some of them are writing. Some of them are like for sketching and writing, but they're not like super high quality paper. I don't want anybody to get their hopes up. They're like a notebook paper, but I'm calling them journals. I think there's 12 now. I keep making them. I'm obsessed. They're so much fun to make. And there's a bunch of those. And again, I will, if you search Karen Campbell, I think fairy journals on Amazon, you'll see a whole bunch there as well. Oh, thanks, Tara. Tara is like, she's like a link bomber, I tell ya. She's always there with a link. Her and Jeanette. So awesome. Thank you so much. So that's super fun. And there's like a huge variety, which is kind of fun too. There's like little pocket ones. And then I just did like a great big 8.5 by 11 one. And that one has 200 pages in it and like 20 photographs. I just love those little journals. Today is Thursday. Which is my favorite day of the week too, just in case you didn't know, because my friend Lucy and I started a podcast 8 weeks ago, and we have published today, our 8th episode dropped. So if you are into fantasy or fairies, it's called One Scot, One Not, and she's Scottish and I'm not. And it's all about things. We drink and we talk about like fairies and stuff. And this week's we did witches, but we take turns researching a topic, and it could be like ghosts, it could be castles, stone circles, fairies, fairy rings. She did like the most famous witch in history, but all things Scottish related, super random. But we drink gin and whiskey and we talk about things for a while. So we take turns. One of us will be researching, and then we'll share with the other person over Zoom. So we have it on YouTube and we have it on Apple Podcasts and Stitcher and wherever you get your podcasts. It's hilarious. So if you don't mind a little swearing and a little drinking and you want to hang out with some new gal pals, Lucy and I would love to have you. But those journals that I'm giving away I publish them to support the podcast. Like all the money just goes to pay for our podcast hosting services or whatever. Just totally for fun. Like it's nothing but fun. It's ridiculous. It's my favorite. So that is, good. Someone says, I started listening. It's hilarious. I love to listen while I clean or walk. That makes my day. I personally am a podcast obsessed. I always have one on. I'm so glad Melissa, she loves the podcast. I'm always like a little hesitant to share because it's me like not teaching classes. It's like me drinking and having fun. So if you're a laid back kind of gal and you don't mind a little mature content in your life, it's actually kind of hilarious. Yes, drink along is right. So it's a very laid back. It's called, again, the number one Scot, one not. And you can go to onescot1not.com and you can find links to all of our stuff. Anyways, I had to plug the podcast because it's my favorite thing in the whole world. It's just like so much fun. It's really random and not connected to this, except that this is a fairy workshop that we've been having. So, oh my God, I didn't even say the name of who won the journal. I'm the worst. I'm so sorry. Jacqueline Brown, you won the journal. I'm sorry. I'm such a talker. It's such a problem. Jacqueline Brown won the One Scot, One Not journal. And again, there's a variety of them. And actually, you can see all of those journals. You can see the covers all there. It's all links at the One Scot, One Not website. It has all the journals list. I just updated it this morning because I had a new one. And I was like, it's not on the list. So it's so fun. Oh, yeah. There's no www, Tara. You should check. I wonder if that works. It's actually not the www. That's so 2008, my friend. I'm just kidding. I don't know when they like dropped the www part, but I think they did. Anyways, it's super fun. And if anyone wants to hang out with us, we would love to have you there. We joke every week that we have 2 fans. And then now people will comment like, I'm your 3rd fan. And we're like, yes, it's hilarious. Hilarious. I'm going to just do something really quickly. I'm just looking to see if that works. Yep, it does. The www works. Awesome. Yes, cool. All right, so fun. So those are the winners. Penny Whitlock, Jocelyn Rue, and Jacqueline Brown. Now, whoever wants to stay and hang out with me for a while, I'm going to be sharing with my studio and answering questions. And then if anybody has questions about today, because we started, actually just want to touch base really quickly on the one that I'm doing the prizes for today. So I was reading it through and looking at everyone's work. And let's just say, how cool is it that Like everyone did a good job of using the materials that they had, right? Because I will never like require you to use anything you don't have or want to use. Like that's just my philosophy. I'm like, I don't care, just have fun and color it in. This is, I'll show you one way, you can do it your way. And so it was super cool to see like all the different materials that everybody was using, from like colored pencils, some just left them graphite, which is awesome. I honestly love just plain old graphite drawings are my favorite. So nothing wrong with that at all. Just to markers, to watercolors, people had painted, some people did watercolor pencils, and like just seeing the variety of supplies was so super cool. So I just want to say good job, everyone. Listen, too, seriously, this is like between you guys and me. And I thought this might be a problem. This is not like a beginner drawing at all. Okay? This is like advanced stuff. And when I was doing it, I was like, this is either going to scare people away, and they're going to be too intimidated. They're not going to want to do it. But I hope that they'll hang in there and that they will try. So I just have to say, I am well aware that this was a little bit of a mean beginning project because there were hands and the profiles are super hard. So I just want to say good job for showing up and just throwing caution to the wind and picking up your pencil and drawing along with me, because it's just so fun. So I hope that you like latched onto the fun part and weren't too down on yourself if something wasn't going right. I know I actually only commented on one person, and I can't remember her name, and I don't want to draw attention to her either if she doesn't want it. But like, she was so disappointed because she'd spent like 7 hours on her piece, and then she was super mad about her hands, but her whole drawing was like amazing. And then I could tell she struggled with her hand. And I just want to give advice to anyone out there. That like, you can like cheat and also say like good enough and just do little things to make your drawing like go to its happy place so you can move on with your life. I walk every morning with my friend Chris, the same one who borrowed my husband cardboard cutout. And we walk a lot of mornings. She's also the one that designs all my book covers, fun fact. And so we have a lot in common. And we were talking about the philosophy and why we get so much work done and we're so productive is because our main philosophy is like something is, instead of being a perfectionist, like just being super happy with like good enough. And then we were kind of like expounding on like good enough is like the perfect combination of like lazy and like being lazy and efficient at the same time. So I want to encourage you, if you're getting super down about a project or something that you're trying to accomplish art-wise that you can't do, like take the shortcut route out and get the hell out of there. So if like her hands are driving you nuts and you're spending 7 hours on something, and I wrote this in the comment, I was like, make her sleeves long, hide the damn hands, and like be stoked about the rest of your drawing because you did such a good job. Okay, so good enough is legit, and you should be super happy with yourself. We need to like really chuck away our negativity and our negative emotions, because guys, we're just drawing. Like, we're just drawing. This is drawing. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we do good. There's no grades. Like, it doesn't hurt anyone if you do a good job or a bad job. Like, there's no consequences. So like, be kind to yourself and just be like, screw the hands. She has wearing really long sleeves, no hands, goodbye. Like, that's legitimate. And I say same thing about art supplies. Like, some people like feel badly because they don't like an art supply. I'm like, hate an art supply. It doesn't matter. You can hate or like whatever you want. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't like pastels. So I'm okay with that. Like, I don't teach them. I don't love them. It's like a tactile thing, but there's like a million other things that you can be in love with. So like, give yourself the permission to like make long sleeves so you don't have to draw the damn hands. Like, it honestly doesn't matter. And then be psyched about the things that you can be psyched about. So anyways, this all goes back to my attitude speech that I was giving the other day. So, okay. Yes. The fart motto, that is legitimate. Okay. So I'm going to read questions I just had to talk about that 1 second because it was getting me bummed that she was super bummed. All right, I will do questions. Oh, and then before I forget though, did you know that there was a bonus lesson? Did you know this? There's a bonus lesson. It's how to draw the same girl. I don't know if you saw this yesterday, but it's that same, oh, I'm the worst. So much crap everywhere. It's the same exact fairy model that we're doing this one tomorrow. Someone was like, where's the marker version? This is tomorrow's homework assignment. Okay, this is tomorrow's project. But then after that, if you want to come and join either clubs, if you sign up by the first, you get this whole project as a bonus. So fun. So this is using my how to draw more fun fat faces book. We follow that book exactly step by step to construct her using a reference. So super special, kind of neat, kind of fun little bonus. And that's good. That's for anyone who joins up either one. And then this is what I did yesterday live in case you missed it. This one is now living on YouTube on my Karen Campbell Draws channel. And I also have links to that in the group. Okay. All right, I'm going to do our Hangout and my studio tour, but I'm going to stop for a hot second because I've been running at the mouth and I'm going to answer some questions. So let me scroll back and see. We have lots of congratulations. You guys are so funny. Oh, that's a great idea. Jeanette is like queen of the best suggestions. Every day she's like, I have a suggestion. And every day I drop everything and I listen because everyone is amazing. Thank you, Jeanette. This is an amazing. And this is Jeanette, who I was thinking earlier. She and Tara are my number one helpers around here. So that's a great idea. If you have a question, please put it in caps. I'm just so simple, so smart, very smart. Thanks, Jeanette. So yeah, please put them in caps. That way myself, and if I miss it, then Jeanette or Tara you can flag them as well. Charcoal. Here's my first question from Anne. I actually love charcoal, which is funny because I don't like that stuff. But yeah, so speaking of which, right behind me, no, this will segue into our studio tour. So yeah, I do. I love it, actually. I love it because it's because I love working in black and white so much. So like we just wrapped up animal season at Awesome Art School. And this is all done in charcoal. This is a horse. Sorry, the camera is going to be weird. It's actually quite large. So I do love charcoal and I love the simplicity of it. There's more drawings in here. So, and just, this is kind of fun, but this was like the base. I forgot I'm working on a mystical creatures book with Lucy, who I do the podcast with. And she's also an amazing artist. And I forgot and I'm photographing all my steps because this is in the Fun Fab Drawing Club as a lesson already, but this will also be in the book. And this is the first layer, but that's all done with loose charcoal in a sock. Who knew? You can draw with it. So that's kind of fun. Oops, I'm trying to think of who else is in here. Some other things in here. But yes, long story short, yes, I do. I actually love charcoal. I would like to do more pieces. Oh, actually, hold on 1 second. There's a giant piece in here too. Whoa! This is actually watercolor paper. I actually really like using charcoal and watercolor paper, but this is a Fun Fab Drawing Club. She's also on YouTube. Is she? I'm trying to think if I have one. This is a drawing club lesson as well. This one I released on Christmas. So this one is amazing because it has the castle in there. This one would have been a really good one for the book. This was a fun collab that I did with Jenny Mano. So she did like one version and I did another one. This one's going to be in our book as well. This is also, and you know what's fun about all these pieces that I'm showing you right now is the same technique I used in the fairy that we are doing the giveaways for. So all of these are the same exact thing that I taught you in the fairy workshop day 3. So where I do I'll do the whole thing in graphite and then a watercolor on top. And this is giant watercolor paper. There's one more. There's the horse. It's one more in here that I wanted to show you, but maybe she's on a different pad. She's on a different pad. Anyways, I did a giant siren. All right. That was question number 1. Oh my God, I gotta check my battery. Oh, I got lots. Okay. Oh, good. Sorry, I'm reading comments. Linda, I actually don't have any other Ohuhu sets other than the skin tone set. So when my philosophy about colors is definitely grab a skin tone set first and then go with your favorites. Like, don't mess around with colors you don't even like. I think primary colors are super boring, so I never grab that set. I'd be like, ooh, I want the one with like turquoise and purple and pink. So yeah, just go with colors you love because then you'll just make it work. Oh my God, this is the best. I use old makeup to tint my fairy, right? Like, why not? It's the best. Oh, I'm so glad that you're pleased with your drawings. That makes me so, so happy. Yeah, like, you never know what you can do. That's hilarious. Screw it. Her hand is behind her. I've done that a million times. Like, good enough. Perfect combination of lazy and efficient. Let's get this done. I'm not drawing that hand. Screw it. Totally. Yes. Oh, yes. Done is better than perfect. Amen, sister. Okay, awesome. Melissa is struggling with perfectionism. That's a very common problem. I struggle with the opposite, where I'm a complete nightmare, like mess. So we all have our struggles, don't worry. Okay, here's a great question. For the drawing club, besides graphite, what other mediums are taught? Marker, color, pencil, other. The drawing club is like really, we just focus on drawing. So I do a lot of marker work. I do a lot of, I don't do a lot of charcoal, but I do charcoal. I do limited amounts in watercolor markers, soluble watercolor markers like Tombow markers. I have some projects that I do that. And I love to work on toned paper. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but that's, I brought all my drawings out. I have a whole nother membership club that is for every other medium out there. So I teach painting, mixed media, watercolors, encaustics, inks, and all of those mediums and all painting are done in the Mixed Media Society. And both doors are open right now to both. I'm trying to find a tone paper project for you to show you. Oh, here's a perfect example. This is a tone paper project. Daenerys from Game of Thrones. So that's where you're using darks and lights and whites. So the toned paper becomes like the mid-tone, and then you add in the darks and lights. So, yeah. So that's about it. And then all painting is all done in the Mixed Media Society. And that's why I want to show you the studio tour too, because I can show you those projects. So the most, like those, the ones with watercolor, that's pretty much all the projects in the whole Fun Fab Drawing Club that have watercolors. Most of them are just pencil, because the skill is the drawing, not the coloring. That's the focus in the drawing club. But sometimes too, what I'll do is I will like demo different ways. So like, for example, in the figures class, like I drew this in pencil, and then after I teach you how to draw a figure from a reference, I then have a whole separate lesson on how to do it again, but in your own style, or like 9 ways that you can make it up to make your own style, etc. And like I did this one in markers. And then some of them I'll do like 3 ways. I'll do it once, and then I'll color it like in Tombows, in alcohol markers, and in graphite. And that way people can kind of pick and choose I'm like an overgiver. Like I can't just like teach small, like you probably saw that yesterday. Like I'm always like a little over the top with my lessons. So instead of doing one way, I'll do like 3, and then you can choose which ones you like. I hope that I answered your question, Heidi. If you have any follow-up questions, feel free to ask. Oh yes, I did see the leaf hands. It was genius. It's exactly what I'm talking about. If you join for monthly, can you switch up to a year? Yeah, I only open doors twice a year, but when anytime I'm open, you're welcome to switch over. Yes. Oh, Karen, that's a fascinating story. Oh, I'm so glad. This one says she's finally learned how to use your blending stumps. I know they're a little bit magical, those little blending stumps. Oh, wait, where was that question? I'm glad you're excited and waiting and excited to get started. Oh, wait, I just missed a question on, someone just had a varnish question. Oh. Hold on. I got to go back. I missed it. It was a good question. Oh, here we go. Okay. Is there a good type of varnish or sealer that will help all alcohol markers be more light fast? Nope. Actually, don't seal your markers. There's a lot of things you don't seal. Like watercolors don't seal, alcohol markers don't seal. You just don't need to. And no, there isn't. But you can also just choose products that have the qualities that you want. So you could use like, I'm staring at my Pitt pens up there, are pigment based, and those are light fast. You can also make prints, just scan them, and then they'll last forever, right? It's 2021. We can use our technology to our own advantage. So if you want to sell something or if you want to gift something, then you're worried about it fading, just sell them the print and keep the original for yourself. The scan quality these days is like, you can go to Office Max, like a crappy Office Max, and get like an amazing scan. So just take copies of your work and then you don't need to worry about the light fast issue at all. Yes, I have the same issue, Seema. Core, just like QOR, is a brand of watercolors that are super vibrant. It's a really, really fun brand. Each club is $27 a month or $270 a year to get 2 months, and you just cancel any you want. It's really simple. Is there a bonus? Oh, is the bonus free of charge? Yes. And every club, it has like a built-in massive bonuses too. They're kind of like, you already have bonus classrooms of a ton of stuff when you sign up. I'll share my screen when I'm doing after I do the little studio tour, I'll share my screen. You can go and see every single project for both clubs. You can go to Karen Campbell Artist. There's 2 tabs up top. One is for the drawing club and one is for the Mixed Media Society. If you click on if you hover, it'll say see all projects. You can actually see every single lesson in each club and you can get a really good idea of what is in there. Okay. What do I think about electric erasers? I think you should use whatever art supplies make you super happy and you love. So if you have one and you love it, totally use it. I love my Vanish eraser and my like Tombow mono eraser and just my eraser that I use at my like at the back end of my mechanical pencils. Those are my only 3. And when I'm doing charcoal, I use a kneaded. I have a lot of electric erasers. I learned to draw. Went to graduate school for like hand drafting. So I used to have those electric erasers. But sometimes I find they'll actually drag the graphite in an undesirable way across my page and they leave some marks. So I like the handheld erasers because I have more control. Boo, boo, boo. For a year, no. So you either are the monthly option, which is where you charge monthly, or you do the annual, and that's when you're charged once, and then it renews automatically. But you get 2 months free when you do that. Yes, I'm super excited for the mythical creature book. it's like a third of the way done. And after this, after the clubs close on the 3rd, I'm going right back to work on it. This is why I only open my doors twice a year, because it takes a lot of effort to like get everybody onboarded and stuff. And then I like to focus on helping everybody get straightened away with that. And then I go back to making lessons and books. It's so fun. I'm glad you're learning so much, Beth. That makes me super happy. Yes, I love YouTube as well. Love, love, love me. Yay, Linda, I'm so glad you're coming to hang out with me there. How do I decide? I would go and look at the projects. And a lot of people start with the drawing club and then they switch over to the mixed media club because they want to like kind of get their drawing skills under wrap first. And then when they have a better handle at drawing, then they feel like they can go and do some paintings because that part is not as hard for them. Okay, this is my first all caps question. I'd like to join the drawing club. Oh, yes, big fan of One Scott One Night. Yeah, there's a lot of faces in the club because I spend the first like 6 classrooms are getting you to the point where you can draw and shade kind of what you see, and then whimsical faces, and then like forward facing, and then 3/4, and then profile, and then we work on realistic faces, and then there's a ton of bonus face drawing lessons after that. But if you go to that Karen Campbell Artist and go click on the Fun Fab Drawing Club projects, you can see how many there are. There's tons. But I also love other things too. That's why I've been having seasons of different things. So we just had a season of animals, and then now we're in season of florals. But like my first floral project was a face because I was doing animals for so long, and then I missed doing faces. So that I was like, she has flowers in her hair. So this was like I kind of squeeze them in. So like this was last week's new lesson, which was supposed to be only florals. And I kind of made up an excuse to have just like that was the same thing in the Mixed Media Society. I was supposed to start the animal, and the first Mixed Media Society project was supposed to be an animal, and a face appeared. So she's a cat in her hair, but like, as you can see, I like kind of can't help myself. That being said, I know there are a lot of people who don't want to always do faces. So then like that donkey is alone. And then there's like, these are all Mixed Media Society pieces. So it's just painting. It's all painting and mixed media. So yes, you can go to that website and see for yourself if that's enough faces, but I totally have a really bad habit of sneaking them in there too. Where do I get the energy? I know, because I live for this stuff. This is like why I bound out of bed in the morning to make projects. Do I spray your finished graphite or charcoal drawing with a fixative spray? No, I actually do a stronger coat. I'll show you what I use. Since we're having our studio tour. All right, here. There's Bob. It's weird. Oh, the camera is like behind me. That's so disorienting. So here's my shelves of crap. Behind me is my ink collection. I'll show you that in a second, but let me just show you. And here is all my like surface prep stuff, like things that go over and under the surfaces. So fixatives. So I just did a test actually, in that charcoal drawing horse lesson for the Fun Fab Drawing Club. I sprayed it with a fixative, and then I like swiped my finger into the middle. I love testing products like in the middle of projects. It's actually very fun. And now I had charcoal all over my finger. Okay. And then when I sprayed the sealant on top, when I was all finished, when I swiped my finger, nothing came off. So that's the difference between a fixative and a sealer. Fixative just like freezes your mediums, so they're not like flat. Like if I turn my fan on and I had no fixative and I was working in the middle of a charcoal project, the charcoal would be like flying everywhere. So a fixative like will hold the particles in place, but you can still work on top. A sealer, like an acrylic spray sealer, I put over everything because that locks it in place. like, so you could take your whole hand and go, and nothing would move. Nothing would be on your fingers, if that makes sense. So that's a great question. But again, I don't seal like my graphite drawings. Like I don't. But that was like a big messy charcoal drawing. So that one I did do. I hope that's a great question. I do not have a classroom for pastels. I do not. Is that sketchbook Fabriano hot press? I have a ton of these. I don't think Fabriano makes a hot press. Well, they have not a journal. These are my favorite journals to work with. I haven't seen it in a hot press. I only have seen it in a cold press. These are giant. Yeah, this is, this is another drawing club lesson. My little orangutan buddy. Oh my God, he's so cute. So this is cold pressed watercolor paper, which I really enjoy drawing on as well. But it can, as you can handle, like this is this is made of postcards. It's collage based. It's really humongous, full size postcards. And like this journal can handle everything I throw at it. I love it. It's 11 by 14. That's my 5th one. I love them so much. Stampington has one of mine and it's about to get published. So stay tuned for that. Boo, 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 boo. Okay. Little talk about Oohoo-hoos. Awesome. Oh, Sharon. I've been trying to get, Sharon is a moderator in the group, and I've been trying to get her, she does really good figures drawings. Just saying, Sharon. I'm like, anytime you want to share your process with my students, they would want to know. Yes, Emily, me too. I can't get enough of this stuff. It's like a problem. Oh, yes. Donna Holmes. Donna, you've done amazing things in the drawing club. Donna, let me know if you want to come on and talk. If you ever want to talk to everyone about your experiences with the drawing club, I would love to talk to you about that. She does awesome work. She's a mom like me, kids about the same age, and she's worked her way through the drawing club. It's been a pleasure to see all of your pieces over the last few months for sure. Do you have people who sign up for both? Yes, I definitely do. And if you do want to do both, the best deal going is actually by going over to Patreon, and there's like a bundle over there. There's like, I don't know if you're familiar with Patreon, but it has different tiers. And one of the tiers awards you both of the clubs, and it saves you a little bit of money too. I actually made a little video because that wasn't coming up as an issue. I made a video for my students that are in both on like ideas and help for keeping up with a daily practice who are in both. And I actually can share that link with you. Let me find it. Or no, I think I can post. Actually, Tara or Jeanette, can you guys go on the Awesome Art School YouTube channel and grab the link for it's called how to establish a daily art habit, I believe. And I made that specifically for my students that are in both. If you need help, let me know. I can share my screen and grab it from here too. If you need help. But yes, that does happen. And yeah, and everything's pretty well sorted. And also the nice thing about, I will share my screen. I keep referencing this website over and over. So I'll just share it really quick and I'll come back to the studio tour. What's nice again about this website is that, Karen Kimball Artist, is that you can, and this was Tara's idea. Shout out to Tara Salento. She was like, I just wish that there was a place that, Drawing Club and Mixed Media Society people could go to see all the projects and then pick the ones that they want to pick. So like if you want to get right to the library, because when you sign up for my clubs, you get free access to this whole resource, which is a paid monthly resource in and of itself, which is all my YouTube videos and all my cheat sheets sorted for you. So you can like quick find anything, but you can actually go here and get right to the lesson. But this is a great way, especially if like you don't know what you're in the mood for and you're like, what do I want to do today? Like, oh, I really want to practice eyes. And then you can like click on this and then it takes you right to the lesson. And so you can see how many faces there are. It's the girl that was asking about faces. And then it's the same thing. You're like, oh, I'm in both. Like, I feel like painting today. What do I want to paint? So you hop over to the Mixed Media Society and then you can pick something that you want to. And the Mixed Media Society is divided by medium. So like this is more markers work. And by the way, if you sign up to either club, you get that free little extra class bonus, which is super nice. There's some more tone paper drawing projects. But then you can choose by painting, medium. So you can kind of be like, oh, I feel like I'm in the mood for flowers today. Like, oh, I want to do this one. So it's kind of nice. And when you click on them, they enlarge so you can see the whole thing. There's some fun little faces. I do have guest artists who come in and teach as well. So this is one by artist Brandy Dayton. I just feel like you guys would get bored of me after a while. So this is a class taught by Claudia Finelli, who's a good friend of mine. So I do like to have guest artists come in as well. And then there's bonus classrooms in here as well. And here's like teaches you how to like create an altered book and how to do altered books and on and on and on and on and on. But this is where you can go if you're enrolled in either or both and kind of feel out what kind of project you're in the mood for. This is the wrong picture. That should not be there. So there's tons. And if you know my hamburger system from YouTube, like these are all hamburger system. These are all created within the same process. So you can kind of pick just based on what you're in the mood for. Like, ooh, I want to do a giant 4-foot mermaid. I got you. Not a problem. This is one of my favorites as well. That's actually bigger than that. That's the one that you just saw. So it just goes on and on and on. This is a giant dragon that's actually in my room right now. But I have a lot of mermaids. That's much larger than that as well. So yeah, so it just goes, there's so much in there, but then you can decide on your own kind of what, is one more than the other. That's Lucy. She's the one that we do the podcast together, her little red hair, Scottish. But she came in and taught everyone about gouache because I didn't know anything about it. And I also have to say that I do recognize the fact that like I don't personally like pastels, but I do know that my students are interested in them. So I will bring in a guest teacher to teach that medium. So I fully understand that, like, just because I don't like it doesn't mean that I realize that other people might really like it. So I'm going to have Jenny Mano see if she can come over and teach us something. So, and I have a really special project coming down and coming in May for a Mixed Media Society members. I have a guest coming in, and we're doing a whole thing on gnomes, which is going to be announced on Mother's Day. So I try to keep each club like independently, totally fulfilled and full, and also bring in other people as I don't know everything about everything. I totally am well aware of that. So occasionally having guest teachers come in and bring their expertises is one of the perks of being in the club as well, which is super nice. Sorry, that was a big explanation for a very short, succinct. If you get both clubs, do you get both guidebooks? Yeah. Yep, you sure do. If you sign up for both for a year, we send them out. Or right here. I remembered my society. I have one left. So they are both Mongo guides. I think this one is like 300 pages and this one is like 260 pages. They're huge. Yes, you do. And these are free. Yes, these are the ebooks are available. You can view them all online as soon as you sign up. If you want to buy a paper copy on Amazon, you can. And these are free for the annual members. Some people just like a book. Like I like a book. What is the order of using different mediums? That's actually totally up to you. You can do all of those medium classrooms start at the beginning, like as if you've never touched acrylics before, and as if I assume that no one comes to me knowing anything, because if you do, you can just skip ahead. But if you don't, I want to have a place for you. So all of those, you can pick whatever medium that you want to learn first that you're interested in, and then just start there. I have to sit down; my knees are killing me. So yes, that's a great question. I lost where I was, the comments. Yes, every single one of those green arrows are lessons, and you can choose whichever one you want to do. 100%. Thank you, Tara Salento. Setting that up almost killed me. It was the most worth it thing though ever. No, it just it's like Netflix. It just goes until you cancel. When you're done, you just cancel. It's like 3 clicks to sign up and it's 3 clicks to cancel, and that's it. I'm glad you saw that green arrows question. I missed it before. What kind of book is that with all the loose paper drawings? So these are, because I do a ton of work on these, are just portfolios that you can buy on Amazon. Oh, that's a sneak peek at a drawing club lesson that's coming in the summer. We're gonna do we're doing like windows and doors and urban sketching. You're not supposed to see that yet. Ugh, get off, turn the page. These are some figure drawings that we do in the Fun Fab Drawing Club as well. And that's a little mixed media watercolor. So those are, I just buy them on Amazon. They come in different sizes, but they're super helpful. Like all my little animal drawings are in this one. And they help keep me organized. I have all my Whimsical Women final drawings in this one. Those are all included in the drawing club as well. Covet that whole series so much. What do I do with all your finished pieces? Well, I use them all for teaching. So I reference back to them kind of quite a lot. So it's helpful for me to be able to see my pieces to remember. And then I also demo them all the time, or like if I want to show something, I want to have them there. And honestly, shipping paintings is the biggest giant pain in the ass, and I have no time to do it. I have no time, but mostly because I'm just like actively teaching all the time. I create new lessons for 2 YouTube channels and 2 clubs. And I'm making books. I'm always creating. So I'm like grabbing things and using references and looking things and being like, oh, that's right. For that one, I did this, and this one, I did that. So I'm like, I'm just too busy to also sell anything. I just have no time. Do I have a YouTube video with markers and pens and how and when to use them? Well, that's a loaded question because there's so many different kinds of markers and pens. And yes, I have a ton of YouTube videos on both. Yesterday, I did one that had all that I did a marker demo drawing for just yesterday, right here on Facebook. Oh yeah, you want me to show you my ink collection? Beth was asking about the inkwell. Yes, you're a Casey stalker. Well, I have an issue with collecting these, so I never shut up about them. I'll show those to you in a second. I love them. Yeah, fixatives aren't super expensive and sealers aren't either. And they last forever. Like I spray everything and I have, oh, whoa, somebody's got their paper in for tomorrow. No, that's a great question. No, it is not. Don't use anything for alcohol markers. I went over this yesterday, except for Bristol and that Hammermill cover stock that this person is talking about. Yes, those are your only 2 choices. I'm just going to leave it at that. Don't get me started. Yes, no, do not use those. Oh, can dust spray be used on sealed pieces? I have no idea. I don't know. I've never tried it. I don't know. Oh, Ann Ritchie got a hot press water paper at Hobby Lobby. That's awesome. Oh yeah. You guys are talking about Sharon Holmberg. So speaking of which, I just had Sharon, I did a big long Zoom interview with her about her colored pencil process. I have not published it yet. I've also interviewed Patricia Veneman, who is here chatting about her Tombow. She does amazing Tombow watercolor marker work too. So I was just saying 5 minutes ago how I like to bring in guests that are awesome at their trade. Well, I do like to bring them in, and I have just a lot more in store that is coming up. Yeah, I forgot about my Sharon Holmberg interview. It was a while ago, and I haven't finished doing what I'm going to be doing with that. But yeah, that'll be in the drawing club. It's very exciting. Oh, good. Donna, I hope that means you'll say yes and come talk to me on Zoom. Just saying. Okay. If you join both clubs via Patreon, did you say there was a problem dropping one of them? Yes, because I only have the bundle on Patreon because I don't have the bundle at Awesome Art School, and vice versa. I don't offer the individual clubs on Patreon. I only offer them individually. So you have to decide, like, you can wait. If you wanted to drop one, you could wait until September and then get rid of one. Does that make sense? It's just a package deal. Do you use both sides of the Strathmore journal? Oh no, there is no bleed. Oh my gosh, there's no bleed whatsoever. It is like, I mean, this is like, this is a power packed page, and the opposite side is completely wide open empty. I mean, these are, loud and gunky projects, and there's no bleed. This is a full watercolor, zero. Oh, that's just a hot mess, but zero bleed. Yep, this is all ink. Ooh, this is sneak peek too. Oh my gosh, hilarious. That is painted with fountain pen inks, which are super saturated, and there's no bleed. So yeah, it's an amazing journal. Oh, good, Michelle. I'm happy to help. Oh yeah, Melissa has this piece of advice. Who said you didn't like going in order. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. Some people like freak out without the order. Some people freak out if they don't get their certificate at the end of each of their classrooms. Like it's just you use the club however you want to. It's your club. Absolutely. I'm a skip arounder too. I would never do anything in order. But it's there for people who need it, which I think is nice. Yeah, I'll do a pastel lesson. I'm going to get with Janet Manuel about that. I do have pastels. I just don't use them. And I bought oil pastels like a year ago, and I haven't even opened the package yet. Oh, you're so sweet. Thanks, Trisha. That's so nice. I'm so glad to have you. Oh, good. So Jeanette, you got a lot of Lucy's, gouache lesson. I know, it's nice to have in, like, I feel like just people just must get sick of me anyways. It's nice just to have guest artists in to like just keep it fresh and learn something new. Okay. Yeah, Jan Olson. Yeah, I open in April and September. So September would be perfect timing, which is about 5-6 months away. Is the Hammerhill okay for graphite if you're leaving it without color? Yeah, I am actually not picky what paper I use for graphite. I kind of draw on everything. The hammer mill, to be honest, makes drawing in graphite a little bit more difficult because it has no tooth at all. It's like a skating rink. I did all of the hands drawings for the hands lessons, which are in the drawing club. Those are all done on that hammer mill paper. And it was, it's challenging actually, because there's just nothing for the graphite to hold on to. So you really got to work your blending stump like to death. But then you just get used to like having a really dirty blending stump all the time. And then it's kind of okay. You kind of just learn to like work around it. And alternatively, on the other side, I love drawing on watercolor paper, like cold press, really textured, because it makes blending super easy. So the more texture you have, the easier it is to blend. So where did that go? So like, but yeah, it actually makes it more challenging for that hammer mill. But like this little orangutan monkey, like he came together actually really quickly. What may not be as desirable. I'm gonna hold this up really close to see if you can see it. I don't know, but there is a lot of texture. Can you see the texture in his neck? See how you can see those bumps? That if you're like OCD, you might hate that. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me one bit because I'm stand back from it. But I just know there are people that are not hot messes like me who that might stress them out. So just letting you know about the watercolor paper. There is a lot of texture in there. And yay, Linda Levin, it's so nice to see you. I'm glad you made it. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, you will never be bored if you join both. That is for sure. Oh, thank you, Beth. That's so kind. Oh, I want to go to tarot school. Can I come to tarot school with you? That's so cool. Yes, I love me some Jenny Mano too. I have a big picture of her in my studio. Here, I'll show you because I was going to give you the studio tour and I didn't even end up doing that. So, all right. I wish I could flip my camera around. That's annoying. So anyways, here are some, there's Bob. Here's Bob. He's so handsome. Bob, like, I literally just love him. Like everything that comes out of his mouth, all his whole philosophy, his art philosophy, how laid back he was. I just feel like he's my like spirit animal. So I love him. This little, I gotta move him though. I do try to incorporate different like ethnicities and skin tones. I'm trying to get better about that. So I'm not just drawing white girls all the time. And that's been really fun. And it's been a great exercise. That's why I love that Whimsical Women of the World series. Also all in the drawing club. It was such a practice in drawing skin tones of like every combination. It was really, really great practice. This was a little YouTube collaboration I did with Kristen Van Valkenburg. She's on YouTube. She's lovely. And I did the background and then she did a background for me and we switched and did foregrounds. That was like a surprise. And I was so obsessed with this little whatever creature this was. I was like, can I have that? Can I buy it? It's so haunting and cool. And these little mirror things. Okay, I randomly used a stencil that looks like a chicken wire fence kind of stencil. I spray paint through stencils. I do a lot of that actually. She had these mirror decals that were the exact same scale as my stencil that I used, which kind of just blew me away. I'm like, can I have that? She's like, you're not buying that. I'm like, no, I'll buy it. Like, just tell me how much it is. I want it. And so she sent it to me. So that's so cute. This is my hamburger order of operations. I actually have these posters, but this is like the basis for the Mixed Media Society. This is my favorite way to do mixed media that's like my system, which you'll get very familiar with if you join the Mixed Media Society. And here's that's actually my latest Mixed Media Society project because we are kicking off florals. I'm going to send that to my mom for Mother's Day. But that big painting is a big Mixed Media Society project. And I always have foam heads around. So this is look what a disaster I am. Disaster. That's my art table, which haven't picked up from yesterday at all. But I always have a foam head because that's how I teach my shading. And there's Jamie, who is always in my studio hanging out. The big dragon is, I have a little dragon on that wall, in the far wall, but that one I only had on YouTube, and I had so many requests to have that as a real lesson that I actually redid it on that giant canvas. Sorry, my tripod is in the way as well. And then oh, Jamie, move over. Away all the time. So that was super fun. So again, that's all I do, a lot of spray painting backgrounds. It's so fun. And I actually have a new YouTube video coming out that is all about spray painting backgrounds. I've done it a few times, but for some reason, I don't think I'm teaching it right enough. So I redid that. This was a little fun workshop, and I thought that I did at Jerry's Artorama a few years ago, and I thought it was so funny. It was the same color scheme as my dragon, so I just hung them up together. Here's my funny picture of Jenny Mano. This was a group of us from our Scotland retreat that I was trying to run every year, thanks to COVID that got canceled. But there's Lucy. She's my one Scot, one not partner in crime. There's Mandy. She's a good friend of mine. Our kids go to school together, and she does a lot of work for me. And of course, there's Jenny Manu, who a lot of you know and love. We're being obviously very sexy in this photo, which I decided to make a funny prank because it cracks me up every single time I see it. And this is a drawing. This is a Mixed Media Society painting. Somebody just did this week in turquoise, and it came out freaking amazing. And I can't remember her name, and I'm so sorry if you're here. This is my closet. There's all sorts of random things. This is a jazzercise kitty that's stuck in a bag. I used to jazzercise forever. I love dancing. Not sorry. There's I have this cool, this is where I keep all my craft paints, which are really good for skin tones, actually. So that is actually so tall. This is as high as I can reach. Canvases. This is my overflow closet. So there's some, I love duct tapes, washi tape, stamps, oil color, what are they called? Oil paints that I've never used, that I have lots of brushes. Mr. Sketch. Does anyone have kids? Does anyone remember using Mr. Sketch markers when they were little? They're still my favorite markers. Here's all my stamp pads, just some stuff. I use these a lot, and people always ask me what they're called, and I have no idea. These little circle stamper things. When I used to teach kids, I use them all the time. They're great for making polka dots. And here is my Lucas acrylics paint collection, of which I have a lot. I am sponsored by them now, so half of those I did pay with my own money, and half of them are sponsored. Here's my stencils. I'm doing a really bad job, but I'm having camera issues. So a lot of paint. I always have some foam heads kicking around. This is a project that we do in I have a Fairies Tales course, which I love. And there's a whole bunch of cool projects in there. And Jenny Mano teaches in that one, as well as Lucy and some other friends. When I get my fountain pen inks, there's another foam head. Look how creepy this one is. She's a mermaid. Ooh, you gotta have the foam heads. Oh, here's another one. We make in the, she's a Mixed Media Society project. If you have my Mixed Media Magic book. Whoa, I almost dropped you. That would be really bad. All right, here's my ink collection that it's a problem. It's a problem, you guys. I need to stop. So I went to Vancouver and Seattle. It was Vancouver that I bought it in September of 2019. That was the last place we traveled. And I picked up one bottle of purple fountain pen ink by Noodlers. And then since then, I've collected all of these. And then someone on social media, and I can't remember where, it was either Facebook or Instagram, was like, I don't know. I can't even remember it was something like, it was either like, oh yeah, I do that. And I put them in vintage bottles, or something about ink in vintage bottles. And that was it. I was off. I was like, I want to put my fountain pen ink, my one color. Well, now I have I don't even know. I I can't even count it so bad. I have such a, but like, look at how beautiful that is. So I have little teeny tiny little labels. I'm obsessed. It's a problem. So yeah, so these are the ones that don't have inks for them yet, but I think I literally bought like every Noodler's color. I love them so much. I just find like they make me really happy. And like when I need a color, I feel like I'm in like some old fashioned apothecary like dungeon where I'm like, like I need a green. And then I go and then like find my little color and then my little magical bottle. And I just love it. So fine. Look at this one. Like, what is that? So I love hunting for these containers. That's like a whole thing in and of itself. Check this one out. Oh my God, I could show you every one. Look at this one. What? Come on. This one's meadow. Like, I can't even stand it. It's like, I'm obsessed. And then this is another guilty pleasure. I want to swatch them because right now I only swatch them in, I'll show you this too. All right, so that was my closet. And then I have these shelves are just things. I have a lot of markers. I love markers. These are all paint markers. These are Tombow markers. Those are gelatos, colored pencils, markers, Pit pens. But that being said, I actually don't use like a huge variety of supplies. I kind of have my like limited supplies that I love and know how to use really well. I'm going to try to find you, but look at the kind of results that you can get from inks. Like, I don't know if you've seen these. I don't know who's hang out with me before and who hasn't, but like these are all made with those fountain pen inks. Like, what? You cannot get that from a watercolor or acrylic. It has its like own properties that I just find to be like so stunning. So I have a ink classroom in the Mixed Media Society. It's not sold separately, that I've started a bunch of these projects, and then I'm gonna she's Stabilo, but all these other ones are fountain pen inks. And these are all, look how bad this is, you guys. Look at all the colors. That's so bad. That's like ridiculous. Too many colors. So, but this is a lesson that Lucy Bryden gives, and I actually did use, I do like pastels on top of my fountain pen inks. So that is an area that I don't mind using pastels, but I just don't like using them on their own. So yeah, those fountain pen inks are like, I just think that they're the most beautiful things in the whole world. The ink themselves, the color selection, the little bottles. I have such a problem. It's like not even okay. Okay. I am looking for questions. Oh, where do you find all of these? These are all, this whole shelving system is IKEA, and these are from IKEA too. These are from the kitchen. They're like from the kitchen department. Yeah. And I do have to like regularly kind of like purge my studio. It's a problem. Oh, I was going to show you. So right now I have all my Noodlers. These aren't all Noodlers inks. I've started collecting other brands because I have a freaking giant ink problem. But she's a Mixed Media Society lesson as well. So I have them all swatched here. They look like they're all the same color, but trust me, when they're up close, they're all very different. There's a little store in the downtown where I live, and they sell my things, but it's all full of like local artisans' work. They just sell my books. And this is a handmade, look at this. I'm gonna re-swatch my inks in here. Look at this. Look at these little book. All of these are individually handmade, hand-sewn journals filled with watercolor paper. They're hand stitched. Look at this. Look at how beautiful this is. Oh my God. So every time I go into this store and they're like chained to this little tiny bookshelf, is this not the most amazing thing? So I'm gonna re-swatch all my inks like in proper order in these little books. I bought this. It was so expensive. It was so dumb. But I'm like supporting the woman who's supporting me and this other local artisan. And I can't get over how beautiful and interesting and unique this piece was. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen. I was like, yep, I'm going to get that. And every time I go to restock my books, I buy something like ridiculous from this store. It's just like, it's a fun little thing to do. All right. And you know, I know those little books. And then just in case you're, because that's such a one of a kind random thing, I did start, just in case this is helpful to anybody, I did start, get the light in the right way. I did start swatching all my Daniel Smith watercolors. I think you saw this if you're doing the fairy workshop, but I started swatching them in, look, I like these little long books. Because when I do a swatch, I kind of want to see more than just like a teeny tiny little thing, you know? So I found this is kind of that same idea, like swatching in a book rather than swatching on just like a random sheet of paper or whatever. Does that make sense? All right. I think that it kind of concludes the tour. Over there's a vintage disco ball that I found at a vintage fair, which was super nice. All of these are either on YouTube or from a book or a lesson. And this, in case anyone wants to notice, for my birthday, I shared a big picture of myself sitting down at a giant canvas. That's a 4-foot high canvas right there. And in case you're wondering what I'm creating, if you listen to episode 7 of One Scott, One Knot podcast, you will learn about Finn Folkheim, which is the ancestral palace of the Finn folk who are indigenous to the Orkney Islands. They're mermaids. Thanks so much. So I'm painting Finn Folkheim. That's what's on that giant canvas. So, okay. Lori asks, how do you get the ink in and out of the bottles? I put my paintbrush right in the bottles. Yep. I put them in the bottles. I have a little tiny, what's that called? Funnel. So I pour them into the funnel that way. I don't know where I found like baby funnels somewhere. I don't remember where. So that's what I use. Yay for the Finn folk, I know. Do you know about the Finn folk too? Well, you're in the Netherlands, so I'm sure the Dutch are very closely related to the Northern Scots. They were like once had settled there. I know all about it thanks to my podcast research. So fun. Okay. All right. I'm just making sure. Oh, do I have a link to the foam heads? 2 of the foam heads are in our paid classes. One of them is on YouTube. The mermaid foam head one is on my mixed media YouTube channel. It's hilarious. I love a foam head. I just do. I have my whole, I'll show you that, but you might not talk to me afterwards. I have like 8 foam heads decorating my actual living room of my house. This is actually supposed to be our guest bedroom in our house, just so you know. This was supposed to be a bedroom, and I just took the whole thing over when we moved in. So funny. Oh, Donna, you have been buying inks to do them? They're so fun. They're so fun. Do you brush on the ink or use a calligraphy pen thing? That's such a great question. I use a paintbrush. I full on paint with them, like as if they're watercolors, but they're inks. I don't think you're supposed to technically paint with them, but I just do it anyways. Yeah, I might weasel in a gnome lesson for the drawing club. I don't see why I couldn't do it. This one is just particularly three-dimensional. Let's just put it that way. But yes, gnomes are always fun, for sure. The bottles are perfume bottles. I don't think all of them are perfume bottles. I have heard people tell me like 17 different words that they're called. I don't know who is right and who is wrong. I think that they're vintage perfume bottles. Like if I find them, most of those are from Etsy or I'll find them in person at an antique store. And I usually search a vintage perfume bottle with stopper is what I search for. But now you're going to buy all my, don't go on Etsy and buy them all. I need more. No, I don't need any more. So funny. So the inks, they're fountain pen inks. They're actually inks made only for fountain pens, but I just paint with them instead. And they're not light fast either. They're not like archival. Some of them are, but most of them are super water soluble, which is why they're really fun. But like if you ever created something with that and you're worried about light fastness, you could just take a scan or a photograph or whatever, and then, make copies or sell that. And then you don't have to worry about your original. I do have so many foam heads. I got to do one again. It's been a while. I love your paint on the back of the door. Oh, yes, for sure. I'm just making sure I don't miss any questions. If my art journal is a mixed media type and I want to do some pages in watercolor, should I just do it on the page or layer absorbent ground? That's a super good question. That's a good question. You can do either. I like absorbent ground. I like what it does with watercolors. I personally, and I don't love mixed media paper. You can do both. There's no wrong way. You can do either one, first of all. So I like absorbent ground. I like working on it. So I would, but that's just me. But you don't have to. It's my long and short of it. Am I related to Shada Campbell? No, but I subscribe to her. I know exactly who she is and I love her. No, she's super cool. She's pretty and talented. She's awesome at drawing flowers. Yes, I love my burger system. And all of these are these are all done with the burger system. So starting like I can't point in the right direction. That one, all of these are layered the same way. This girl, there's Finfokahim is in the way. That sneaky girl. This girl down here, I love. I'm so glad I have her. This girl I did with, I did long before I had a name for the hamburger system. I've been doing this for so long. She's one of my earlier pieces. And this is actually made with liquid graphite. Have you guys ever played around with liquid graphite? That's super cool. That's super fun. And these are all from the Mixed Media Magic book. And those classes are included with the Mixed Media Society as well. And my mermaid these are all in Mixed Media Society. This one is a full-length lesson. That one's on YouTube. That's a full lesson. YouTube, full lesson. If that helps. Yes, Tara says, I love Mr. Sketch, right? He made the best markers. I love markers. Ooh, who's an herbalist? Christina Brooks, an herbalist? Yes, you definitely need to get some of those fancy little things. Oh, you're so welcome, Candy. You're welcome so much. What's the difference between the drawing club or the mixed media class, or is there one price for all classes? I know I have a million classes. So we just learned drawing in the drawing club. And the Mixed Media Society is all painting. So all of those paintings are all Mixed Media Society. And the drawing club, I really just teach you how to draw. I try to keep supplies pretty minimal so that we can just focus on our techniques. Now that being said, I teach through projects. I don't just like sit there and like, today we're going to learn about the pencil. Like I will teach you how to do a thing, but like always by doing something cool. Like I want to have fun too. I'm not going to make anything that's boring. So I try to keep supplies simple to focus on the techniques, but at the same time, we're going to be drawing cool things. That's just guaranteed. So, but that's a very, and that's very separated, but I also don't assume. My stance with the Mixed Media Society is that like, you're not here to draw. So I don't assume that you can or want to. So I will always give you like additional support and resources that I would never give you in the drawing club. Because the drawing club, I'm going to teach you how to draw it. In the Mixed Media Society, I'll be like, here's a photocopy. You can just trace it if you want. Do you know what I'm saying? And the focus there is on blending with paints. It's like the technique is all the painting part of it instead of the drawing part of it. And we don't even like belabor the drawing part of it at all. We just get right to the painting stuff. I hope that answers your question. Ooh, Lisette, I super love that idea. Yes, I could not agree more. I have a whole Pinterest board of geishas. So yes, I love that. Do you have any video or class on what mediums go with which type of paper? So I pretty much can boil down all of my artworks onto two. I can tell you right now, I only use two papers, really. That's a great question. And I talked about this at length in my live yesterday. I pretty much do all of any wet work at all I do on watercolor paper. If I'm doing a lot of drawing with my watercolors, I will use hot pressed because it's really smooth. If I'm using a lot of water, like if it's like a gooey, painty, acrylic and layers and blah, 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 I only use cold pressed watercolor paper. And then the only other paper I use is the hammer mill. That's literally it. I use two kinds. I know, it's so uncomplicated actually. Cracker Jack says, I enjoy the 100% cotton mixed media paper for watercolor. Yeah, any 100% cotton, anything, it tends to be super nice. Super nice paper. You are welcome, Canny. I'm super, super happy to help. Yeah, I'm always available for questions if you guys have any. Oh, that's a good question. What brand of craft paint do you use for skin tones? Let me go show you because I have them hanging up and I don't want to misquote. It's on my wall of hanging. Oh, Jamie's always sneaking up on me. So they're here. So like Americana has a really good skin tone colors. And the other one is Ceramcoat. Those are the best ones because they have so many. They have so many colors. It's like a million. It's awesome. I have a million. I must have 20 shades of skin tone. I'm super lazy. I already talked about this at the beginning. So like, why would I mix a color if I can just it out of a tube? I'm taking the tube squirt all day long. So yes, those two brands are the best, I think, just so they have the best variety. Oh, and to finish answering this question, Denise, if you wanted to do both, you can do both and save a little bit of money by going to Patreon. Oh, sorry. I don't seal my inks. Nope. There's certain things you just don't need to seal, like marker work, graphite work, I don't seal. Watercolors, I don't seal. Inks, I don't seal. Nope. I buy all of them online. Except the one bottle that started this whole thing. That was the only one I bought in person. The irony. It was just purple, and I'd never played with purple ink before. It was so fun. And no, they're not India inks. They are fountain pen inks made for fountain pens. Yes, which I do have, but I would just love a paintbrush. Oh, yeah. Heck yeah, you are, Linda. Oh my gosh, have so fun. All right. I'm just making sure I didn't miss any. Okay. Hey, ladies, if you saw any, Tara and Jeanette, if you're still here, and if you're not, that's okay. Oh, thank you, Tara. You're so, Tara, I'm telling you, she's a linktastic. So the Americana, acrylic or chalk? I think it's just acrylic, but chalk paint's good too. Chalk paint is just like gouache. Yes, I think it's just acrylic. Oh, hello. Hi, Jeanette. You're still here. Still rocking my sweet ear claw. It's my favorite. Okay, so the only thing about Patreon is you can't do the individual clubs there. It's only for the bundle because I don't have the bundle at Awesome Art School. Teachable gets mad when I over bundle things. Okay, I think that's it. Does anyone have any questions? As usual, I went on for like 1,000 years, but I'm not sorry. So I dedicated my week to you guys. So is there any other questions I can answer for you or you want to see while I'm sitting in my studio about supplies or paper or canvases or future stuff? I know, I love it, Jeanette. Look how sassy I am. I posted this on Facebook, like on my birthday, or in my Instagram story, and I was like, best present ever. And someone was like, you got an ear? I was like, don't make me flip you off. I will do it. Oh, thank you. Gray or toned paper. It doesn't matter. Whatever color floats your boat. I like both. I do like, there is one, hold on. Oh, I do like this. I was going to show you. Oh, I have another one that's older that has a million drawings in it. This one I think is new because my other one was getting old. Yeah, it's almost brand new. I actually really like this one. Brown recycled rough sketch. I bought this at Michael's, but you can buy it. It is in my Amazon shop as well, Tara, if you're still sprinkling around that link, because this does have tooth in it. And I do like tone paper that has tooth. So this would be my third favorite kind of paper. So yeah, watercolor paper, Bristol or my Hammermill, and then I do love working on tone paper. Love, love, love. I think I'm going to do a tone paper series on my drawing YouTube channel too, and do more in my school. So, yeah, hold on. I'll get right to that. I would not use alcohol markers on canvas. They just will get super trashed. I would stay away from that. Alcohol markers don't mix media. They just need to be babied and by themselves, being their beautiful selves. Why the bin of pencil pouches? Because I have like 18 pencil pouches. And when I travel, I like grab like whatever when I'm in the mood for, whatever size I have, because I collect them is why. So they fill a whole bin. What hardness of lead do you use for your sketches? My mechanical pencils are filled with whatever the store gives them to me in. HB, I think, or 2B at the most. I think they might be 2B. Yeah, I think that's right. And then I use my pencil set in all different kind of softnesses and hardnesses. It also could be your paper. The paper can make it harder or easier to erase as well. That's a good question. Vicky Mac asks, what do you do with all your work you create? How do you organize it? Kind of a hot mess. I have some in my attic. I put a lot on my walls. I have this area of schnizzle in the corner. I have my drawings in these binders so that they're like nicely put away and I can refer back to them quite easily. Is the bonus going to be able for current Mixed Media Society members or a new one? Oh, you know, I can't keep good bonuses away from my current members. My current members get everything. That's a good question. You'll get it. Don't worry. Don't you worry. You're very welcome, Beth. Thanks for hanging out with me for 7 years today. It was super fun. What do you draw on a canvas with? It always comes out a met. Are you talking about on top of acrylic paints, or are you talking about literally drawing on a canvas? I have questions. I have a very specific layering order that I work in when I am doing mixed media work, and it's called the hamburger system. And you can go on YouTube and enter hamburger system, and you will find lots of videos for you there. Does recycled cardboard hold up like tone paper? Yeah, probably better because it's cardboard. For sure. For sure. I don't, I just use whatever's in there. And also, so you can't get a huge variety of replaceable leads. I don't like buy the pencil and then change the lead out. I just use whatever lead comes with my mechanical pencils. Is coloring and drawing with color pencils the same as drawing and filling in with a graphite pencil? No, it's actually super different, and I am bad at it. Oh God, my mom is calling. Oh, my mom, she did this the other day. I'm like, you're messing up my live stream. When am I gonna call? It clears my computer of what I'm doing right now, and it's just like her phone call. I'm like, Mom. Okay, sorry. No, it's super different, and I'm bad at color pencil drawing. So I just if you're Lisette, and forgive me if I don't know the answers, but if you are new to the Facebook group, or if you've been there for a while, I'm not sure, and I apologize. It's getting there's a lot of people in there. There's an artist in there called Sharon Holmberg, and she is amazing at color pencil work. She posts almost every day. So if you look for Sharon Holmberg, she might even be here right now, but just be under Facebook users. I actually recently did an interview with her because I've been begging her to teach for a long time. And she's like, nope, I was a teacher for 35 years and I am done. And I'm like, I totally respect that. I'm like, but can at least I interview you? Can I find out all your secrets and then see if I can do something with it? And she was like, totally. So we had this awesome Zoom call. It's actually been a couple months ago, and I'm preparing to get that. I'm going to release that as a lesson. So it's coming. She has a lot of wisdom to bestow on us. Her work is amazing. You're very welcome, Trisha. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, Jeanette with the link. I'm telling you, girls, you're just killing it today. Yes, Sharon Holmberg is the color pencil queen. I defer all knowledge to her. Yes, I do. In the Mixed Media Society, I do have I have a cute little project or two in there. I know how to use it. I also color pencils don't do it for me. They just don't. I feel very unfulfilled while using colored pencils. I like color. If I'm going for color, I want full color. And it's like you have to sit there and burnish and do 800 layers. And I just can't. I just don't have the patience for them. But again, if there's a hole in my school, I try to fill it with the knowledge of other people because I know that I'm not awesome at every medium. The clubs are open to join until May 3rd. And then they close until September. Well, hello. Ooh, Zuela. I love your profile picture. Just so you know. Love it. Oh, it's actually May 3rd, Jeanette. I know. My marketing team's like, no, the 3rd. I'm like, okay. Watercolor pencils. Yes, I teach those and regular pencils in the Mixed Media Society. I like watercolor pencils. I love the Stabilo All pencil. I do a lot of work with the Stabilo All pencil specifically. And I have whole videos on just the Stabilo All and my love for it on my YouTube channel. Yeah, there's all sorts of fun things with colored pencils. They just don't feed my soul enough. Watercolor pencils are super fun. I use them when I paint. I use them in my mixed media projects a lot. but for the drawing portion of it. Boo, boo, boo. Oh, you love the brown Stabilo better than the black? That's fascinating, Jeanette. I didn't know that. I love all the Stabilo. I just love the black. I'm just in love with it. Nothing can keep me from my love. I like the blue too. All right. Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah. The watercolor pencils on your fairies is a really fun. They're great for little delicate projects like that. Do you use Graphitin? I have them. I haven't done a lot of, I own them, but I haven't done a lot of projects in them. Lori says, I like the blue. I'm guessing Stabilo, right? I know. Graphitin is a cool product because it's like they're tinted graphite. They're not watercolor pencils and they're not graphite. They're like this weird in between, but they're really nicely water soluble in case you're watching and you don't know what that is. And so, yeah, they're great. You can do all sorts of fun things with that as well. All right, any other questions before I go? I have to get a drink of water and do laundry, sadly. Yes, yeah, watercolor pencils and pencils together are a magical little mix for sure. All right, well, I feel like we're winding down. I've been on forever, so thank you for hanging out with me. I'll be back tomorrow with I can't wait to see all of the black and white graphite fairy faces from today. And I can't wait to see the color renditions on Friday. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty stoked about that. So thanks for hanging out with me for so long again. It's been like a whole week of bonding. So good. And I will talk to you guys again tomorrow, same time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, I just really appreciate your time and hanging out with me today. You're so welcome. If you have any more questions, you can also feel free to just email me, Karen@awesomeartschool.com, and I'd be happy to answer them for you. All right? All right. I will see you guys soon. You're so welcome. Love you guys. Bye.